Welcome everyone on this December night for those of us who are here live. And we are so glad for those of you who are watching the recording of this call. My name is Debbie Packer. I'm in Topeka, Kansas, and I am here to welcome you and introduce you to our guest speaker tonight. Dr. Amy Goulet lives in Belton, Missouri. She is a chiropractor, a wife, and mom of three who are ages 21, 19, and 13. She's been a chiropractor for 21 years with her own practice in Belton, Missouri for 16 of those. She has an advanced certification in chiropractic, pediatrics, and pregnancy, and she sees all ages and types of cases. She's also certified in acupuncture, and she loves facilitating the body to heal naturally. And I am already just really pumped to hear what she has to say. Dr. Amy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I think you're going to share your screen and tell us some great information.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you jumped on this Zoom call, and I wanted to share a little bit about, most of you I invited because you were interested in the GLP-1 activation product that I mentioned. And so I'm going to just a little bit of teaching on that, and let me share my screen right here. And what makes this a little bit different than other things you might be used to hearing. So, all right. Everybody see my screen? Perfect. Okay. So I want to start off by saying that I've been a chiropractor, like Debbie said, for 21 years. I've stayed pretty focused on chiropractic itself and the nervous system. So if any of you are familiar with chiropractic already, you know that chiropractors generally promote nutrition and natural health. So that's pretty common in the chiropractic world, but why LifeVantage? Why this particular company? What has made me interested in that, and what makes the LifeVantage products different? So, let's see if this will advance through. Here we go. Okay, so LifeVantage is a little bit different because they focus on activation, and I want to explain the difference between activation and supplementation. So, taking something versus your body making something. So, when you supplement, you're ingesting vitamins, antioxidants, all the herbs, things like that, and you're hoping that they're going to have an effect on the cells and your body, and that your body's going to take that supplement and do what it needs to do with it, versus activation, which I have to move these people, the screen here, so I can see what I'm reading. Okay, activation is nutrigenomics, and activation, those products activate the body's own mechanisms to regulate the genes in the DNA for optimal health. And so activation works more at the cellular level and at the genetic level to cause your body to produce the things that it was designed to produce, which fits right along the lines of chiropractic philosophy, because chiropractors are all about enabling the body to heal itself. And so yeah, why now? So like I said, for 21 years, I've been really focused more on chiropractic. I actually haven't been using supplements a whole lot in my office. I recommend some, but there are some chiropractors that were more functional medicine focused, and I've kind of stayed away from that. But yeah, specifically what made me jump in with LifeVantage is their new mind body product. And that's because a lot of my patients started coming in with weight issues, and also a lot of them started coming in taking the injections for weight loss. And so I just believe that we were created for better health. I want to promote natural health. I want to promote the body's ability to heal itself. And when my patients are coming in and they have that heart as well, and we've talked about these things, but they're just desperate for a solution, then I see them coming in and now they're taking injections every week. And I just want to start out by saying that there's a time and place for medication. I'm not anti-medication, but when there's a solution out there that can help people in a more natural, healthy way, and they can feel better doing it that way, and I know that they're seeking that already, I thought, I just have to share this. I have to show my patients that there are options out there for them. And I previously had thought, well, gosh, they'll hear that from somebody else. You know what? They're not. They're not hearing it from somebody else. So I jumped in with both feet and I decided this makes sense. I like the activation concept versus the supplementation concept. I know that our bodies are intelligently designed to make what we need. And so that's what brought me to LifeVantage, and that's what made me jump in and promote, in particular, this new product. So I want to tell you a little bit about that. So, the medical answer to the weight issue, I wish I had these statistics on me. I really appreciated there was a functional medicine naturopathic doctor that shared not too long ago that if anybody's interested, I can send them that replay. But just the statistics of obesity and diabetes in our culture right now, I think something like 74% of Americans are overweight or obese. So the medical world has come out with an answer to that. And it's in the form of these drugs that inject synthetic GLP-1 into our system. And so I'm going to tell you about a little bit about what GLP-1 is in just a minute, but you've probably all heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, just the shots that people are taking to help them lose weight. And they started out as diabetic medication and it caught on because they actually caused people to lose weight as well and helped with appetite control. And they do work. And so, but there's a problem with that, and it comes in the form of side effects. So, any medication that you take can have the potential for side effects. So, a lot of common side effects with these drugs are nausea, abdominal pain, constipation, vomiting, diarrhea, indigestion, injection site reactions. Even somebody was sharing with me earlier about the scar tissue at the injection site. Even hair loss, but loss of lean muscle is a big one. But then there's some serious side effects: pancreatitis, kidney problems, or even kidney failure, hypoglycemia, and then they list among others, and that just encompasses a bunch of things. And then I didn't change this slide yet, but the thing that really got me going on these is that they're giving these drugs to kids. So most of them are approved for kids as young as 12, but there's one out there in particular that's even approved for kids at under or over 6 and up. So age 6 are starting to take these. And it really just highlights the problem to be. It's like, okay, great. I'm glad that there's medications available to help people who need it, but it just goes to show that our medical system isn't looking at the root cause for issues. So, yet another reason to look at more natural solutions and educate people to help their bodies work the way that they're supposed to work. Um, I actually talked to somebody the other day as well, talking about these side effects. Like she's on the injections right now, and she said she's just sick as a dog for the whole weekend when she takes her shot. And she's sick the whole weekend. She gets better enough for Monday to go back to work, and then she does it all over again the next weekend. And she's doing it because she wants the results. She wants to lose the weight. And because it's not just about weight, right? It's about all the other health things that come with being overweight or obese. And so again, it just really makes me want to offer people a better solution because that's just no way to live. And I want to help our kids too. So, um, let me switch that. There we go. So going back to what is GLP-1? So if you haven't heard of it, GLP-1, it's also the long name is glucagon-like peptide 1. It's a hormone produced in our lower intestine, and it's responsible for regulating blood sugar, appetite, digestion. So it stimulates insulin secretion from the pancreas. It slows gastric emptying, so it slows the emptying of your stomach. You feel full longer, and it suppresses appetite through the gut-brain axis. So that means that gut-brain connection, it causes feelings of satiety, which is satisfaction, like you're full. So basically, that's why you'll hear people all the time talk about how when we're producing enough GLP-1, it quiets that food noise. It helps you feel full longer, cuts down cravings, and helps you maintain healthy blood sugar. So GLP-1 production, it can be affected by our diet, poor diet, gut health, stress, and age. And so that pretty much is that sums up a lot of what causes a lot of our problems in our health, but you can see how over time how we start to produce less and less of this hormone, because I'm pretty sure if I said who's stressed, you would all raise your hand. And our diet in this country isn't the best. And so there's a lot of, and we're all getting older. So there's a lot of those, we're all affected by all of those factors. And that's the reason why with age, you'll hear people all the time, weight's never been a problem, but then I hit 40 and it started to become a problem, so it's all those factors that play into that and cause that wear and tear on our bodies and the way that our body works over time, and then we start to get effects. And so enter GLP-1 activation. This slide, and guys, feel free to screenshot anything that you want to keep or take note of. But GLP-1, I just talked about how it affects our digestion, how it makes us feel full longer. I would say that's the main reason people are on both the medical side of things, but then also that's what sparked interest in our more natural product that we have at LifeVantage. But these are all of the other benefits that GLP-1 activation has, that GLP-1 has on our body. So the liver, it decreases that glucose production. It can decrease the liver fat content, so it can help with fatty liver. And so it decreases the liver enzymes that we don't want too much of. Pancreas, it helps with insulin synthesis, insulin secretion. It decreases blood glucose. It even helps with the islet cell production. It increases the production of those cells and the proliferation of those cells. That's really important. If you know anything about diabetes, or if you have diabetes, you probably know what that is. But basically, this GLP-1 is going to help the pancreas work more efficiently. It slows that gastric emptying from your stomach, helps you feel full longer. It has cardiovascular benefits. It protects the heart, and so it also decreases blood lipid levels. And then with the brain, this is huge too. It helps protect the nerves in the brain. I believe they're doing some research now on it in terms of as far as dementia and those kinds of, yes, because it helps with memory. And so there's a lot of things that this GLP-1 does that benefits the brain. And it helps you have feelings of satisfaction and feel full and satisfied. And so there's also research showing that this could help with other addictions too, not just food. So lots of things that this GLP-1 does, which actually brings me to, let me see. So I'm going to say this really quickly. So I'm on it. I originally bought the GLP-1 Mind Body product through LifeVantage for my husband, who his desire is to lose weight. But I started taking it because of the brain benefits and all of the other benefits that it has. And I can tell you that when it was on back order and I had run out, I really, really missed it, because I feel amazing on this. I noticed the other benefits in myself, and mostly with my own mind and my brain, and that I can think more clearly. I don't have the brain fog. I have a lot more energy, and I noticed my REM sleep was better, like just really amazing stuff like that. So I'm going to get into a little bit more testimonials here in a minute, but um, it was just really neat that I noticed those other benefits almost immediately. And then when I got my new shipment, and I was so excited, I got back on it. And day two, I started to feel those effects again. I'm like, yes. So very happy that it's back in stock. Okay, so the Mind Body System. This is the product that LifeVantage has to enhance that GLP production in our bodies. And so it's a two-part system. There are two capsules that you take in the morning, and that activates the GLP-1 pathway and also fuels GLP-1 production. And they have the MB Enhance, that's a powder that you can mix it with water, milk, a protein shake. People mix it with yogurt. So that it has a lot of fiber in it, so that helps with digestion and gut health. And so the two together help. They call it dual activation, because it increases GLP-1 receptors, it increases GLP-1 production, and it decreases the breakdown of GLP-1. So out of everything I've seen, this is interesting too, because if you start looking into GLP-1 activation, or you look at any products, you know how your Facebook algorithm is going to start flooding your page with everything. I hadn't even heard of this until LifeVantage, and then all of a sudden it's all over my feed, all these supplements. And and again, the reason that I've chosen the LifeVantage GLP-1 products is because it's an activator. They're activating your body's production, they're increasing the receptors, and it's decreasing the breakdown of GLP-1 in your body. And I have not found anything else that does that like that. We also have research to back it up. We've done some clinical trials on this, and so I'll share some of that too. But this is different from anything else out there that I've seen. So, here's the information about the clinical trial that was done on our products, and I believe it's actually a third party trial, which is awesome too. It's not just the company that did it, it was a third party. So, in a 12-week clinical trial, participants lost an average of 9 pounds in 8 weeks and up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. And this is key. They had no muscle loss, and the mind body system increased their GLP production by 140%. So, they showed that in the trial. And there's a bunch of things I love about that. I love that there was no loss in lean muscle. Um, there was a loss of visceral fat. I need to write this percentage down because every time I go to say it, I think I get it wrong, but I think it's 37% loss in visceral fat, which is huge because I mean, the visceral fat is what collects around your organs, and it's what can cause a lot of health problems. And we mentioned fatty liver too, and so that's when you lose all the bad stuff and none of the good stuff. That's what we want. And a loss of 9 pounds in 8 weeks, that's a really healthy weight loss. That 1 to 2 pounds a week is a good healthy rate to lose weight, and so you want that too so that you can sustain it. And so this little graph on the right here, they had a control group and a treatment group, and then they put the average. I believe one of these, I believe that the treatment group was the one where they told them to add 30 grams of protein with the product. And so the control group were the ones that just took the product and didn't change anything else. And um, so this is really cool too, because the people that didn't change anything about their diet or have any added protein still saw some really amazing results. And you can see the kinds of things that I switched it. Here we go. You can see the kinds of things that they studied in the participants. So food cravings decreased. I'll just go through, even the averages are amazing, like 85%. The treatment group was 93%, which is huge. A lot of these are in the 90s. Some of them are 100%. People agreed that their sugar cravings decreased 95%. Like, both groups had huge results with that. Agreed that the amount that they ate at each meal decreased 100% in the treatment group, 80% in the control group. Agreed that the portion size at each meal decreased. That was huge, 96% average. They agreed that willpower to resist snacking, their willpower increased. So they decreased snacking because they could say no to snacks. And a lot of this too, like, one of the things, it's interesting, the treatment group, they stressed protein intake. So a lot of the people that were snacking like on almonds or protein rich things to try to get more protein in their day. So that number is a little bit lower. But if you're snacking on healthy things, that's a lot different than snacking on sugar. So their energy levels increased. That's the thing I noticed the most. And again, it's pretty significant increase there, but less than some of the other things. But appetite decreased. Let's see, satisfaction between meals increased. Their urge to snack decreased throughout the day. Let's see. The percentage that increase or that ate for health instead of emotional eating. That's a big thing because that's the whole point of eating, right? We want to fuel our bodies and eat for health rather than emotionally eating. And so people had more control with their relationship with food, and also they were eating the right amount for overall health versus overeating. So all of these things played into their study. And on the average, I'm just glancing through the averages real quick. The lowest results were 60%. And I mean, even that is really significant. And most of these are in the 80s, 85 to 90% and above. So really, really awesome results in the study. And then And then guys, let me know, especially the people I invited, if I haven't added you to our activated weight loss group yet, I'm happy to add you to that too, because there's testimonials on there too that are just amazing. Okay, so let's see. That's the result of our product. Sometimes this scrolls and sometimes it doesn't. Sorry, there we go. Okay, so here's some other testimonials. These were taken early on. So when it first launched in October, somebody wrote in that they were down 4 pounds in the first week. And then 3 weeks in, I'm down 4 pounds and 5.5 inches. I have a patient, I just saw him today. He's lost 7 inches total. He's lost 3.5 inches from his waist alone in the 1 month that he started on it. And then his wife has lost a lot of inches too. And it's really cool because I've been adjusting these people so I can see the difference when they come in. And that's one of the things that I notice the most is their body composition will change before they notice the measurable pounds lost, but also even the inches. And then a lot of the people on it, we always encourage people to take their measurements because they'll drop inches and they'll notice that body composition change before they lose weight and muscle or in pounds, because a lot of times they'll start to gain lean muscle before they, and then the muscle weighs more than fat. And so they'll lose fat, but they'll gain muscle. And so some people even gain a couple pounds at first, and that's okay. That's all part of the process. But the inches lost have been amazing. So yeah, this person 3 weeks in, I'm down 5.5 inches. Oh, and then this person was cool because I've transitioned from synthetic GLP-1 and feel so much better. No more taking stool softener daily. So there are several people in our activated weight loss group that are transitioning off of the shots. And some of the medical doctors in our group have even given a little bit of insight on how to do that effectively too. Um, so let's see. My mind is clear, my brain feels good, and my mood, I feel mentally strong and happy. Some days I feel like I could run through a brick wall. That's pretty cool. And then somebody else wrote, I feel like my mom brain is gone. So yeah, my kids, like Debbie said, are 21, 19, and 13. And we talk about pregnancy brain. And I think, I don't know if that ever fully leaves you, but I can tell you that this stuff definitely helps with that. So um, and then here's another one talking about being full of energy, sleep. A lot of people have talked about better sleep. That's one thing that they've noticed right away. And so let's see. And then 24 days on the product, body fat percentage has gone from 18.5% to 16.2%. So, and that's amazing too. Just the body fat percentage decrease. A lot of people have scales that measure that, and they've seen, they've seen some results on that. So I would definitely encourage you, if you get on this, take measurements, the scale that measures the body fat percentage and the lean muscle, and keep track of that because you're going to see some pretty amazing results. Okay. So, some common questions I get. I wanted to add this in because I've seen some of this along the way, and I'm not going to delve into these, too much tonight, but this is something that I'll touch on. And if you have questions like this, you can ask me and I'm happy to answer later. But how do I take it? Yeah, like I said, there's 2 capsules in the morning that you take before any food, 30 minutes before you ingest any calories. And then there's a powder that you can mix. I usually do it like in a protein shake. I mix it with some other my Axio drink, which is another product that LifeVantage offers that helps with your brain health and some energy. But anyway, so it's a 2-part system, but it's super easy to take. Um, I think that if I'm remembering correctly, I think in that clinical trial, there were 55 participants originally, and I think maybe one dropped out for one reason or another. But that's also really cool too, because in clinical trials, a lot of times people stop doing them because it's either too hard, they don't like it, they don't feel good. But in this one, almost 100% of the people stayed through. I think maybe one left, if I'm remembering that correctly. But it's really cool because all that to say, it's super easy to do and to integrate into your lifestyle. Do I have to change my diet? Not necessarily. I know a lot of people that started this, and what it does, because of the gut brain connection that it helps with, they've started on the product, and then the activation, the GLP-1 activation has started to help slowly change their mindset and their relationship with food, that they'll start making changes slowly over time. If you're ready to make some changes, I would definitely recommend to increase your protein. The recommendation is to take it with protein, not take the pills with protein. You take the pills 30 minutes before you ingest calories, but then your first meal of the day have 30 grams of protein. So that's the recommendation that I'm seeing with it. But I've known a lot of people that don't make any changes at first, and then they get on it and it starts to help them make changes. I will say that my husband was kind of more like that. I asked him to go on this, and I wouldn't say that he was gung ho to start, and he wasn't in it to make a bunch of changes. And I said, just start this, just do this. And now that he's been on it a month, I'm starting to see him make some changes in his choices, in his food choices, and in his exercise even. And one of the testimonials that he has, actually, he had some hip pain, and he was on some of the other products that LifeVantage offers that I'll briefly mention at the end. But he was on collagen and the Protandim that helps with antioxidant production. And then when he started the Mind Body, I was probably a week or two in, this hip pain that he's been dealing with for quite a while. Like I was like, man, I really have to get this checked out. I'm gonna have to refer him for some imaging or something. His hip pain's gone. So that's really cool. So I've seen this product start to decrease inflammation in his body. And he hasn't lost much in the way of weight yet. We call him one of the tortoises of the group, but that's okay. Everybody responds differently. But I'm starting to see a little bit of, like, his face seems to be changing, and then his pain is gone, and he's making different choices now. So all that to say, if you're not quite, don't let that stop you. I would say get on the product, and then the changes will slowly come as you get on it too. Um, I have a slide in here on the pricing, I believe. If I don't, I'll sum that up. Maybe I didn't get to put that in. Let me come back to that one. Do I have to stay on it forever? That's a really common question I'm getting asked. Not necessarily. It's kind of like chiropractic. People ask me that. Well, do you have to get adjusted forever? I'm like, you don't have to. I don't see why you wouldn't want to. But here's the thing with chiropractic, when people come in and they have pain, I put them on a treatment plan, a care plan. You start out more often, and then as things stabilize, you back off your visits, and then you go to maintenance. And so a lot of our patients come in for maintenance once or twice a month. Um, what I've been telling people, this is a very new product. It just launched in October. I would highly stress and encourage, give it 3 months, commit to it 3 months, take it as directed, do it every day. And then in 3 months, if maybe you've met your goals, then we can talk about, you might want to see what works for you. You might spread it out. Maybe you do it every other day. Maybe you back off a little bit. I think a lot of people and a lot of the medical professionals promoting it are still discovering that for people. But keep in mind what got you here. That decrease in GLP-1 happens with stress, with age, with poor gut health. As you make better food choices, I think your gut health you'll be able to maintain that really well. But I don't think your stress is going away, and nobody's getting any younger. And so I would make the case that people would probably want to stay on this for some sort of maintenance, but you could probably alter a little bit your frequency with that. Um, and so, more to come on that. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to stay on forever. I will say that once you've activated your GLP-1, it's not the same as taking a drug where you go off of it and your levels, your levels are back to what they were. If you've activated it in your body, then your body can take over and continue to produce it. But again, there's factors that can decrease that. So that would be how I would answer that question. It's kind of like chiropractic. Do I have to stay on it forever? You don't have to. You might want to. Like, I want to. So I'm going to share how to order in a minute. Okay. So you can order through any one of us that invited you here, actually. So if you're interested in ordering, then message me, because anybody that I've invited, you've already messaged me. Just message me and I will send you the link. It's very, very easy to order. You do not have to sell to people. I get that question a lot too. Like, is this direct marketing? Do I have to sell? You don't have to sell. That's what I love about LifeVantage. So I'm sharing, I'm promoting this. I'm what they call a consultant. So there's an opportunity to build a business and have some, you could build it as a business and have some financial opportunity with that, but it's not necessary. So there's a two-part thing. You can sign up as a consultant, you can sign up as a customer, and you could just be a customer and buy the product. I love that. So there's options there. But there is an opportunity. So for those of you that might be like, man, you know what? This is really great. And I know people, like I have family members that this can help. Talk to me about that opportunity because it's really easy and you can get a little bit of a financial incentive to help purchase your products, which is nice too. But then, yeah, I've got other people that are just like, nope, I just want to buy it. So either way works. What if it doesn't work? Again, give it 3 months. And so there are a lot of people that are getting immediate results. This is really important. The clinical trial they did was over a 3-month time span, and everybody got some form of results with that. And the average weight loss was amazing, and the health benefits that they experienced were amazing. Everybody responds differently. When you're working with your own body, we all have different histories. We all have different pasts. We all have different maybe you've done a million yo-yo diets and your gut health is terrible. Well, you know what? It might take some time for these natural products to help heal your body to get it to the point where your body is making more of those GLP-1 receptors. That takes some time. And then your intestines are healing to be able to produce the GLP-1. So sometimes all that work is going on behind the scenes in that first month or so, where you're not going to see the results on the scale, or maybe you won't lose inches right away. But I've seen some people into their second month now that are saying, oh, I'm starting to see some results, and they didn't see it the first month. And so stick with it for 3 months. And then should I take any other supplements or activation products too? You can take, if you're on a multivitamin, you can take that too, all of that. LifeVantage has some other products that I want to mention here. So here's a little bit of a picture. One thing that of the products that I recommend a lot are the Protandim NRF2. That's a little blue bottle there in the picture. And what that does is it activates your body to produce its own antioxidants. If you look up oxidative stress in any disease process, that drives almost every single disease process that we have. It drives inflammation in our body. And so think about antioxidants. You know how important those are. They stress that. Even people when they talk about cancer research and stuff like that, they're like, oh, increase your antioxidants. That's helpful to fight oxidative stress and has an effect on preventing disease. And so this Protandim lowers oxidative stress by 40% in your body in 30 days and by 70% in 120 days. Nothing else I know of does that. You could eat pounds of blueberries every day that are high in antioxidants, and it's not going to do that. They've researched that. They've shown that. And so that alone, I'm like, man, if you want to get on something, get on that, because that's going to help your health and your inflammation levels. Collagen. So LifeVantage has a really awesome collagen. I know a lot of people taking collagen right now. The collagen that LifeVantage has is very bioavailable. It's a liquid collagen. It supplements your collagen. It is a supplement, but it also activates your body to start producing its own collagen more. And so that's, again, what sets it apart. So two really good products that you can get onto. In terms of, gosh, I don't think I put this. Oh, we did. Yay. Okay. How much is it? Here we go. I told you I was going to come back to this. So, if you just want the mind body system that I talked about, the GLP-1 activation system, the pricing is on here. So if you just buy it once, it's $199.99. If you get on and order it and you put it on subscription, which I would highly recommend, because like I said, give it 3 months. So you want to put it on subscription. You get flat rate shipping with that. It'll save you money. You get a discount on the product. You get a 10% discount on that. So it's $179.99. The consultant price, so if you're a consultant, again, I can get with you on how to do that if you're interested. It's $159.99. And so you get a discount on your products as a consultant too. When I first joined LifeVantage, I joined as a consultant because I wanted to get on the Pro Tandem and some other products. And I was like, why would I just not be a consultant? Because that's cheaper. So there was a little bit more upfront cost. Wasn't a lot. And then I got my products cheaper. And for a year, I did nothing with the business side of it. So you don't have to sell it if you're a consultant. I just wanted to highlight the different prices on that. I put this over here too, the healthy weight stack. So LifeVantage has a lot of different bundles. There's even a bundle with the collagen too. But the two most common things I recommend to my patients that are starting out on this is I give them the option to do just the mind body system. Or if they want to add the Pro Tandem to help with that antioxidant production, they can get the healthy weight stack. And so that retails for $237.49. If you put it on subscription, it's $213.74. And then as a consultant, you get that for $189.99. All of these are a month supply if you take it as directed every day. One thing I will say about the subscription is set it up on subscription, do it for at least 3 months. It's super easy to stop your subscription if you want to. Or let's say you're like, oh, shoot, I've got extra product for one reason or the other. I don't need my subscription yet. You can change the date. So you can push it out by 2 weeks. So in my mind, there's just no reason to not set it up on subscription because you get such a better discount and the shipping's better. And again, there's other options too. So talk to me if I invited you. I can customize something if you're interested in specific things for your health. And these are just the two options that I recommend the most. And so these are what I have people start with. But if I go back, well, let me go back. Yeah. So some of the other things that some people are on, like LifeVantage has a fat burn product. That's a really good thing to enhance the results they're getting with this MB system. Liquid collagen's great. The Pro Tandem, the Axio, I mentioned that a little bit earlier. That's really good for energy and even just it's really good for your mental and your brain health too. So again, I don't want to draw this out, but if you have questions about that, I'm happy to answer them and any other questions you might have. So let's see. I think that's all I've got. Yeah, so again, I really just I wanted to share that because I just really want people to be able to live long, healthy lives. And I want them to not only have a long life, but a quality life. And so that's what we're about as chiropractors. And, this just fits right in because it's about health and it's about activating your body to do what it was designed to do. And so, let's see. And then I just have my information there. So I want to thank everybody for coming. And I don't know if we want to if anybody had any questions, I haven't been following the chat at all. Maybe I should glance at that. But yeah, so Debbie,
Yes,
you clarified the 27% visceral fat loss. Great, 27%.
great.
So
Yep. So if anybody has any questions, you can type them in the chat or you can unmute yourself and just ask the question yourself if you would prefer, or if you can't quite get to that chat feature. But if Dr. Amy has the time, we can field a few
yeah,
questions. Let me stop the recording.